Good morning, everyone. On today's show, it's a much more laid back atmosphere because there's not too much going on in the realm of gaming, although very shortly there's about to be a heck of a lot going on. In fact, the one thing that we have to tackle together today is figuring out what games I'm going to be playing at release and what games I'm either going to delay or skip in the coming weeks. We have a huge amount of new games coming out starting tomorrow, but we also have ongoing summertime playthroughs that we've been working on. And the question is, how on earth am I going to have enough time to tackle everything? So today, we will talk about all of this and try to figure out how exactly we are going to approach it and take it on. And, of course, we'll interact, we'll hang out, and we'll have a little bit of fun. All this and more on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast for Monday, the 25th of August, 2025. Good streaming day yesterday. Had a great start to the week. Great podcast discussing many different topics, including the new DSP Tries It coming this week, which is going to be a taste test of a flight of beers, which is going to be pretty neat. First time I'm ever doing anything like that. We had great times both in GTA 4, heading into Endgame and unlocking the final quest lines that we need to beat the story, as well as last night, a really nice, chill American Truck Simulator stream where we finally bought a new truck. I've actually been using the same truck in Truck Sim since basically like a couple weeks in. If you remember, I bought a truck by getting a loan. Well, now finally I own my own truck in the game, and it is crazy good. Big improvement. So the gameplay yesterday was great. I had a great time. I hope that you all enjoyed it. And we hit support goals for both streams, meaning we actually had a great head start to the week here. 22 out of 30 goals hit already. Jasper Kitty is here with me today. He's sniffing around. How you doing today, buddy? He's investigating. He doesn't have time to talk to me. And so yesterday was a great day, and looking forward to more. All right, today will be more chill fun because today we are not starting anything new yet. We're close to something new. Today, we're going to have a nice podcast here discussing the future, trying to figure out what games I'm going to be playing in the next couple of weeks, right, buddy? Like, there's so many games coming out, there's no way to know what to play. And the truth is, there's too much to play everything. So we have to have a serious discussion today about what games absolutely must be played at launch, what games can wait, and maybe what games just don't fit and I should skip. All right, so we're going to have that discussion on today's show. We'll see how that goes, okay? And, of course, tonight on the late stream, well, hold on. Today, after this podcast, it's going to be the continuation of Suikoden 2 HD. Great playthrough so far. I'm about 5 hours into the game. Really enjoying myself, and the game is starting to hit its stride where soon we're going to start actually recruiting for the Rebel Army, and that should be fun. So, more chill RPG action today after the podcast ends. And then tonight on the late stream, it is Minecraft with mods, and we're going to actually try to build a bathroom using mods. The modifications that I've installed in the game allow me to craft all kinds of new stuff that isn't normally in the game. And tonight we're actually going to try to make that a reality. It'll be pretty cool to have a whole big like addendum part of my house. And after that, we'll just see what we want to do. The Minecraft streams are usually very laid back, chill, and interactive. So that's today. Today is just a very chill day of content, nothing too crazy. But we got to start talking about what's going to happen tomorrow and further in with all the new releases that'll be coming out. Okay. So, by the way, good morning, everyone. How's everyone today? Let's see who's here. We got Itzy. We got Youth in Asia. We have Sidious. We got Roman Victor. Chris, how you doing? Fox, how you doing? Vakin, how you doing? Then over here on the kick side, we got Kim Jong-un, who still watches me from North Korea. That's awesome. Rebecca, Dr. Thundercock, RGB Lover. How is everyone this morning? Eddie Chill, Snake Sauce Reloaded, dancing with two lightsabers. We got a lot of Phil Banana Man emotes dancing around. You get it? Daily Demo, how you doing? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're ready to chill. What's up? My own chair is hard. I don't know where you guys get some of these names. How you doing? Oh, really? Dabhand says that if you paid, I guess if you pay extra, you get early access to Metal Gear Delta tonight. And he says he's doing that tonight. Well, here's the thing. For those of you who may be playing Metal Gear Delta early, I would love to hear from you on if it's any good. All right? It seems like the internet is torn on this. Some people seem to just be happy to be playing Metal Gear on a modern platform. Some people think that it's awful and the frame rate issues are just atrocious and it shouldn't even be sold. And others are like, oh, it's not a big deal, kind of middle of the road. So I don't know. This is what we're going to talk about, that in the next 2 weeks, there's 4 or more new releases. I cannot play 4 or more new releases in the next 2 weeks. There's no way I can do that. I have other games that I'm playing, right, Jasper? Jasper, take a look at the camera. Say hello to everybody. Now, he won't look. Kitty will never do what you want him to do. He's his own kitty. He does what he wants, when he wants. I mean, he's been in here how many times? How many times have you heard him meow? Twice? He meows all day outside. All day outside of this office, he's a meower. He talks to us like all the time, walks up, meow, meow, meow. He starts talking. Then he comes in here, he won't say a word. He just clams up because, he's on camera and that would be cute. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Cats just do what they want. Cats have their own thing going. I think that what they said is they did a study, and apparently cats believe that they are the equals with humans in a household. Like they actually think that they're just, the same as you. They wouldn't understand why you would think that you should boss them around. Like, what are you talking about? Right? So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. And this should be a good chill show. We don't have to go full length on this show. And what I mean by that is, if we run out of topics to talk about, if people wanted to get into Suikoden 2 earlier, we can. Or we could go full length, because there's been many times when I say, I don't have a ton to do on the podcast today. So, if you guys don't want to talk, we can just go to the game. And then we end up having a long podcast because people keep asking me questions and stuff. And, that's kind of what happens. So we'll see. Okay. And if you're wondering, because some people might have been thinking why my eyes look a little messed up, it is very hot in Washington today. We have a heat wave going on again. This heat wave is going through tomorrow. It cools down on Wednesday again. This is like our 5th heat wave of the summer. Like, seriously, like every other week, we have like a 5-day crazy heat wave where it's way hotter than it should be here, and then it cools down. So early this morning, when my wife got up early to get ready for work, she turned on all the air conditioners in the house. And so I woke up, my eyes already didn't feel so good. And then as I came in here to set up, my eyes started burning uncontrollably again from the air conditioning. I'm like, oh, man. So I put eye drops in, and they're starting to feel better. But that's why my eyes look all messed up. So, okay. Anyway, so where to begin? I think we'll begin. We have a couple shout outs to do. We already got some tips that rolled in. I didn't even, talk about contributions or anything yet. Well, let's see what's on everyone's mind. Let's take a look. Okay, we start off today with a $5 tip from Slayer, who I don't even think is here, but I think he wanted to contribute while he was able to earlier before the stream started. So thank you to Slayer for our first contribution of the day, 5 rupees. We're using the fantasy layout again, so 5 rupees for the stream. He says, I want to start the contributions. I'm following WWE closely with NXT Heatwave yesterday and today's Raw as well. It's all been great. I want to recommend some trailers you can react to during the podcast. There's a game called A Nice Day for Fishing. It's an indie game made by YouTubers who do gaming skits. A Nice Day for Fishing? I wonder if it actually is a real fishing game or if it's made by YouTubers, if it's some kind of a joke. Let's see. Is it just a nice day for fishing? Because there's no a nice day. It is, yeah. Nice day for fishing. It came out in May. It actually has an insane amount of positive reviews, probably because all their fans probably like bought the game if they're YouTubers. However, I have something to show you guys. You want to see it? Take a look. It's this style, yeah. Looks pretty similar to a game like Stardew Valley. It actually, this to me looks like Dave the Diver. Looks like a combination of a few different styles, but as you can see, it's all in that retro art style. Looks like it's an RPG because it's spells. Look, new spell unlocked and stuff. So it must be an RPG rather than like it's not really a fishing simulator. Definitely, look, inventory and a million different kinds of weapons, guns and stuff. Yeah. Embark on an RPG pixel adventure where you play as Balin the humble fisherman. Rise up to become the hero of Honeywood. Okay. Well, can I be honest? I don't think that's something that's going to really appeal to the viewership. If we're going to do something like that, it's probably going to be a more established game like Stardew Valley, which we played last year. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Certainly, we don't have time to play a game like that right now, right? We don't have any time. That's the discussion we're going to have today, is that we have way too many games and we need to figure out what we're going to be playing in the next couple of weeks. We can't consider more games right now, right? But, okay. So he says, the next is an action game. It's made by a Korean studio. It's called Wuchi the Wayfarer. Wuchi the Wayfarer. That is not... I don't know why it's playing the trailer for this game. I didn't tell it to. That's not on Steam, from what I can see. Hold on. Wuchi the Wayfarer teaser trailer just came out 2 weeks ago. Not to be confused with the Wuchi Japanese fusion bar, which is spelled the same way. Yeah, there was a reveal trailer, but I guess it's not even listed yet. You can't even, like, pre-order it or anything yet. Become a Taoist wizard who stars a Korean... What? Hold on. Internal server error. I clicked on the thread for the trailer. Internal server error. Oh, there's also a movie called Wuchi. Well, the trailer's lame. It's just cinematic and shows absolutely no gameplay. I hate this shit. Oh, we're announcing a game. Here's a CGI intro. I don't care. I want to see your game. I literally don't ever want to watch a CGI intro announcing anything. I just want to see your game. You're not a movie. You're a game. So show me the game or don't bother telling me about you because I'm not interested in the movie that you put to advertise the game. So anyway, when they have gameplay, I'll give it a look. That has zero gameplay. Okay. Thanks. Not sure if you were able to find a Singaporean beer. Well, as I said, this week I'm doing something very different for DSP Tries It. This week, I'm going to be doing a Flight of Beers taste test on a late stream, which is very different. Normally, DSP Tries It would be on an early stream, and it's a food taste test. But instead, you guys said you wanted something different. You recommended this. So that's what we're going to be doing. When we hit 30 support goals, we'll be doing it on a late stream that day when we hit 30 goals, okay? So when will that be? If we hit a goal every stream, it'll be Thursday night. If we hit more than one goal on a stream, it'll be earlier, maybe. It could be Wednesday night. If we don't hit a goal every stream, then sadly it's going to be next week because Friday is my marathon of Mega Man, my final Mega Man marathon for a while now because now we'll have played a lot of Mega Man this year and we'll give him a rest. But I can't drink beer during that. I'm already going to be drinking shots. There's no point in trying to do a beer taste test when you're already buzzed and tipsy from drinking shots. So it would have to wait. It would have to wait till Sunday at the earliest, maybe Monday, if we don't do it by Thursday. So the more you support, the earlier we do it. If we do it on Thursday, that would be perfect. So let's get it going. Please support the streams today. Let's hit a goal. If we don't want to miss a goal, because that would put us behind, and then we're not going to do it this week, you see? Someone tipped $2 mentioning that I did a toast to King Cobra last night on the late stream in his memory on the Truck Sim stream, which says, oh, but in the past you talked shit about him and you said you're way above him, blah, blah. All right, shut the fuck up, okay? I don't know the guy at all, okay? Zeroed about him besides the few clips that I have watched on the internet, okay? You don't need to bring up something that I said in the past, out of reference. Who fucking even knows what I said? I've said a lot of dumb shit in the past. Now is not the time for you to be bringing up toxic shit because you're trying to get a clip on the internet. Thanks for the $2, you dumb fuck. Okay. Today we have one agenda, one thing that we need to figure out. And it's very simple. What the heck am I playing in the next few weeks? Because the next few weeks are going to be crazy hectic. First of all, let's talk about what I'm currently doing. Right now, I'm playing Suikoden 2 HD. We just started that playthrough. We're about 5 hours in. From what I remember, I want to say that it's about a 20-hour long game. It could be longer, but I think I remember it being about as long as the first. It may be a little bit longer than that. I'm not sure. Okay? So that's ongoing as of right now. Okay? We've already begun it. Now, that game does not always have to be a daytime stream. That game has some flexibility, being an older game, that it could jump day to night time slots if needed. I am hoping that people will show up and support that playthrough. If you do, it keeps it in the rotation permanently and hopefully keeps it at a more prominent spot. If it ends up being a slow stream where we're not getting a lot of support, then sadly it might slip to less predominant spots, like a late night stream once a week or something like that. Okay, we'll see how that goes. I'm currently playing GTA 4 with mods. And the good news is we're in the home stretch, probably 1 to 2 streams tops, and we beat the main story of GTA 4 with mods. Now, you guys have been asking me to play the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC, and I'm okay with that. I really am, but likely that's going to end up not being a predominant playthrough on a daytime stream. All right, just being honest with you, with the new games that are about to start hitting and coming out, I feel like there's going to be more demand to see those games on daytime streams. Ballad of Gay Tony likely would do fine on a late night stream, so it probably will end up being night streams, once it gets started. The thing is, we have to finish the story first, and we still have another 1 to 2 streams to even finish up the story of GTA 4 before we can get to the DLC. So we've got a while, all right? We do. We've got a while, but, I definitely want to do it. I've only done the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC once. It was over 12 years ago. Quite frankly, I don't remember it. And everyone I remember said it was good. I remember that. Like, I remember everyone giving it praise and saying my playthrough was great. I don't remember it at all, okay? So I guess we will see what happens with that, but that should be hopefully starting up sooner rather than later as I focus on beating the story, okay? Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think we all here, whether you're here on stream or you're watching on demand, or you're even watching this being clipped by a detractor or restreamed, I think everyone out there can collectively agree this playthrough needs to end. It's been going on too long, and it's not even entertaining anymore. This game is too long, doesn't innovate enough to warrant how long it is. We are something like 25 hours into Donkey Kong, and the game isn't doing anything new or original. It's just variations on the same exact formula. It really is a disappointing game, in my opinion. Like, I was hoping it was going to be Super Mario Odyssey 2, because we never got a Super Mario Odyssey 2. And supposedly people who worked on Mario Odyssey worked on this game. And I thought, man, this is going to be a system seller for Switch 2, because Mario Kart World wasn't. It was kind of underwhelming. This will be great. It angers me. It really does anger me because Nintendo used to pump out insanely good quality first-party games every single time. It was hit after hit, banger after banger. Now, even Nintendo, you have to second-guess yourself when you're buying their big priority first-party titles A lot of these are just sadly underwhelming. And listen, if you like Donkey Kong Bonanza, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to yell at you and say you're wrong, okay? The game has reasons why I understand people would like it. But honestly, for me, I feel like we have advanced and just progressed past the whole collectathon formula that Bonanza really focuses on. I don't find it insanely entertaining to have to go through every single world, pounding through every wall, hitting the ground to see the sonar through the wall to find bananas, medals, relics, doing challenge stages. It's like, again, it's dated. It's like that's a formula from the 1990s that even then was played out. Take a look at Donkey Kong 64, the game that nearly killed the 3D platforming genre. So why in 2025 did they bring it back? I just don't get it. I'm actually confused what made them think that this would work in the modern day for a modern audience. Now, a lot of people have said, oh, it's so good, but almost no one's beaten this game. That's the truth. Most people just didn't beat it. They played it for a while and put it down. That's what happens with a lot of Nintendo titles. Everyone buys the Nintendo console, rushes out, buys the new game, but they don't actually finish it. They just buy into the hype and drop money, but then they walk away. For me, I'm really trying to force my way through this game. Dude, 25 hours through, we're still not done with it. It's like, what is going on with this crap? So the good news is we're in the third to last world, because then there's 2 more worlds after the world I'm in, and then there's the finale. It's like, dude, it's so long. It's ridiculous. I hope we beat it. Well, let me put it this way. We're beating it this week. I've already laid out both Tuesday night and Wednesday night are reserved to beat Donkey Kong Bonanza. So if we don't beat it tomorrow night, we're beating it Wednesday night. And I know I may have low attendance and low support for both streams. I don't care. I need to finish this game. Seriously, I can't stand it anymore. It needs to be done. It's been like 2 months I've been playing this stupid game. Why is it so long? Here's the saddest part about it, right? In 2017, I was playing Super Mario Odyssey, and I had the opposite feeling about that game. That game I loved. I was like, dude, it's so good. The music, the graphics, the innovation that each world you go into feels different, the different hat transformations that all make the game play different, right? The audience actually didn't like it that much. Do you remember that? That actually, I was playing it at length and I was trying to get all the collectibles and everything in it. And people were actually criticizing me for it, saying, you're spending too much time on this game. We don't like it's first-party kiddie stuff. And I was like, at that point, I remember trying to say, Nintendo isn't just for kids. Nintendo is for kids and adults alike. And I don't know why you would criticize this game when it has such ingenuity and creativity. And it ended up being my game of the year. I went through it a full playthrough and did all the secret worlds at the end. You know, I unlocked the secret worlds and everything. I did everything in the game because I loved it so much. Fast forward here, right? 8 years. We're playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Dude, I can't wait for it to be over. I'm angry that I invested so much time in it, and it would actually be more painful to drop it because I did actually invest so much in it, so I don't want to drop the game. But man, like, you don't like it, I don't like it, everyone's bored, right? Very frustrating. So I need to beat that this week. That will conclude this week. Donkey Kong will be done by Wednesday night. That simple. It'll be done by Wednesday night. We're wrapping this game up by hook or by crook. However we do it, we're doing it. Okay? Okay. So we have those 3 ongoing playthroughs, one of which is going to conclude this week. We also have chill streams of American Truck Sim and Minecraft. And I've already told you guys, the reason that these have been around for so long as a weekly playthrough is because you guys come by and you support me so well. As long as these streams keep hitting support goals, I'll keep doing them. You know, I'll be honest, Truck Sim doesn't get a lot of viewers, but the people that are there are incredibly engaged. They have a great time watching Truck Sim and they support it every week. So why would I stop doing it? If there's an audience for it, even though it's not a huge audience, and if they're willing to support it, why would I stop? Now, if the support were to just basically dry up for those games, then those slots would be open for other games. But hey, they've been working all week long, so why wouldn't I, right? So we'll keep that, I mean, all week long, excuse me, all year long is what I meant to say. So why not keep going? We've got like almost 4 to 5 months of Minecraft and about 4 months of American Truck Sim, if you didn't know. Pretty crazy to think about, right? It's been going on that long. It doesn't seem like it, but man, I think we've got 40 hours of gameplay in Truck Sim and something like almost 50 hours in Minecraft. So there you go. So those continue once a week, all right? So just think about that. Suikoden 2, that continues. GTA 4, that will continue, albeit it might go to night streams, okay? Donkey Kong is concluding, and we have 2 night chill streams that are going to stick. Now, Capcom versus SNK 2 has been my fighting game of choice, and I've been improving at it and getting better, and the streams have been great, against competition and everything. I want to keep that in the rotation as much as I can once a week. Moving forward, I'm going to try to do it Friday nights, but as you know, Fridays, there's been rough because sometimes there's a new game, sometimes I'm not here. So I'll do my best to keep that in the rotation once a week. But now, herein lies the dilemma. We've got new games starting tomorrow, everyone, and we need to figure out what exactly we're playing and what we're not. Because there's absolutely positively no way that I can play everything that's coming out. All right, so to give you some perspective here, Gears of War Reloaded is tomorrow. You might say, what's Gears of War Reloaded? Isn't there already a Gears of War 1 that came out that was a remaster? Yes, there is. Oh, you know what? You're right. Let me do this first as a shout out I owe you guys. Fresh Jones did a $2 super chat. He's his first time chatter. What do you think of Cyrax? I don't think of Cyrax. I don't. The Cyrax I think about is the robotic metal cyborg in a yellow jumpsuit from Mortal Kombat 3. That's the Cyrax that I know of and think about. So outside of that, I don't know anything about a Cyrax. And by the way, he was one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat 3. So thank you for our first super chat of the day, $2. That gets us up to $9 of contributions. Very nice. Okay. So you might say, I thought there already was a remaster of Gears of War years ago. There was. It was called Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and it came out both on Xbox consoles and on PC. It apparently allowed Gears of War to be played up to 4K on PC, and it had, remastered upscaling, tweaks, bells, whistles, etc. All right? So what is Reloaded? Well, Reloaded is that game, but apparently what they're going to do is add more features, tweak it more, and essentially like spruce it up. Okay? So exactly what are the new features or whatever? I don't know. But here's the truth. I haven't played Gears of War in a while. The last one I played was 5? Gears of War 5. And I definitely liked it, but I'm not in love with the modern Gears games. I like the old ones better. Like I think Gears 1 through 3 was better than Gears 4 and 5. Similar to how Halo 1 through 3 and then Reach were all better than the modern Halos. Because once these games got sold to other companies, those companies kind of didn't have the same touch and the same quality that the original did, right? So Gears of War hasn't been around in a while. I mean, when was Gears 5? Years and years ago, right? Who even knows what's going on with Gears? Like, when is the next one coming out? We don't even know. There's not even a release date for it, right? It's a prequel, by the way. So, this game, Gears Reloaded, is likely a way for all of us to get reintroduced to the Gears of War franchise because there hasn't been anything going on with Gears for a while. And I know that a lot of people will be playing it. You haven't had Gears in a long time. All of a sudden, this Gears will be on Game Pass. You're going to have tons of people who are going to be playing Gears of War for the first time in ages. In addition, I really do feel like the classic Gears stuff is better. Like Gears 1, 2, and 3 multiplayer was better than what they did with 4 and 5. So to go back to the roots is probably going to be pretty cool. Okay? So my plans for tomorrow are this. It comes out tomorrow. We're not even going to do a podcast. Okay? Instead, we're going to hang out for like a half an hour, and then around noon Pacific time, we're going to start with Gears of War Reloaded online. I want to play the multiplayer. That's my focus for Gears of War. Now, it does have a campaign, and I want to say the campaign's probably around 8 hours long, all right? But that's not my focus. If you guys eventually wanted to see me play the campaign of Gears of War Reloaded, I would. But right now, I just want to jump in and use it as a fun multiplayer game so we have something else in the rotation besides just Street Fighter, okay? I think it'll work. It is a good game. Now, I'm going to suck at it. I haven't played Gears in ages, but I'm going to get into it and have some fun, you know? There's nothing better than just, getting point blank and shotgunning someone's head right off or, putting a chainsaw into their chest and ripping their bodies apart. It's very fun. I mean in the game, not in real life. Don't misquote me. In the game of Gears of War, it's very fun to do, okay? So that should be tomorrow, and I'm excited for that. And what I'm thinking is we will probably put that into the rotation maybe once or twice a week, just as a fun multiplayer stream to break stuff up, to do some variety. And the better it does, obviously, the more apt I am to play it more. If I play it tomorrow and the stream does really well, then I'll probably want, to do it again. If I play it and it doesn't do so well, and people just aren't that interested in it, then we don't have to play it that often or at all again. It's a Game Pass game. There's like no investment in it. So, hey, I'll play it if it's good, and if it's not, we can skip it. It's all good. Okay? So, really up to you. Let's see what people have to say. Okay? And we'll go from there. Cool. What else is coming out? Okay. Well, this Thursday is Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater. This is the modern re-release of Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, okay? Hideo Kojima is not involved whatsoever, and in fact, Hideo Kojima is a bit miffed that Konami is going to resell his work without his involvement, all right? He's outright said, I have no involvement, I'm not going to play it, I'm not going to look at it, I want nothing to do with it. He's kind of upset, and admittedly so. It's his work, it's his baby, and Konami will infinitely get to make money on it forever while he gets nothing now, which is pretty messed up to think about, don't you think? In addition, this port apparently is not very good. People are saying that the graphical performance is poor. It has severe stuttering and frame droppage in many different parts of the game that make it feel like it's really not much of a remastered experience at all, that it actually is kind of a botched port. Outside of that, people are saying it actually is fun to play. Hey, you get to play Metal Gear Solid 3 again on modern platforms, which is great, but that there is a disappointment factor there, right? So, this one I'm on the fence about. Here's the thing. I'm not opposed to playing it. I'm really not. I'd be down to play it again. But number one, are people going to be upset that I'm playing this game and supporting Konami when Konami is basically at odds with Hideo Kojima? I mean, morally, if you like Kojima, you probably should not buy this collection, or this remake, right? Kojima outright said, I'm upset about it. I'm not going to be involved in it. I'm not going to make money off of it, and I'm not going to talk about it. So if you buy this game again, you're lining Konami's pockets for basically a kind of rush job, hack job remaster that's not very good, just so you can play Metal Gear Solid 3 again. So that's the thing. Like, if you guys wanted me to do it, I would do it, but understand that there's some questionable issues here. All right? To be honest, there are. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, every time I play a Metal Gear Solid game, it seems like the internet explodes. I don't know why, but it just seems like it does. Like, I don't play these games often. I think I played Metal Gear Solid 3 twice. Once was my original playthrough, which everyone hated and made fun of me for. And second, I did a second playthrough years later, and I think that one was a little different, but I don't really remember. Here's what I can guarantee you. I'm not going to know how to play it. I'm going to fumble around with the controls and be confused. I'm going to laugh at the cutscenes in the story, which is kind of a silly, over-dramatic, nonsensical thing. I remember that there's things that are like James Bond in there, music and weird shit that they put in there for no good reason because Kojima likes to have that kind of stuff in his games, So, will it be entertaining? I'd say maybe. I've played it twice already, all right? This is, the third time that I'm going to be playing this game. So, again, I'm okay with playing it totally. But what my concern is that I'm going to buy it, start playing it, and within 2 streams, no one cares. Within 2 streams, everyone's like, he's already played this already, and this game looks like shit because it stutters, right? Okay? That's my concern. There's another concern, too. The next week, there's 2 new games. In 1 week, there's 2 new games. The first week of September, and I know that you guys want me to play at least one, if not both of them. Okay? I actually forgot to write down one in the schedule. I'm going to write it down right now. So, the week after, here's the 2 new games. On September 4th, Hollow Knight Silksong. And on September 5th, Chronos The New Dawn. Hollow Knight Silksong is the highly anticipated sequel to the original Hollow Knight that's been delayed and delayed and delayed for like 7 years. It's finally coming out. Tons of people are excited for this one and have asked me to play it already. And I said, all right, I would play it. Now, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to beat it. I don't know how much I'm going to like it, but I'm at least going to try it. Why wouldn't I, right? Chronos The New Dawn is the return of horror to my streams for the first time in a while because I haven't been playing a horror game in a long time. And and basically, it's kind of a spiritual successor to Dead Space, kind of like how Callisto Protocol was. It looks like Dead Space. It plays like Dead Space. It probably should just be called Dead Space 4, but it's a new game series from Bloober Team, okay, who they've been making pretty good games as of late, like the Silent Hill 2 remake. So we've got those 2 games coming out September 4th, 5th, okay? You might notice I didn't mention a few other games. For example, I didn't mention the Indiana Jones Order of the Giants DLC. That comes out September 4th. And I also didn't mention Hell Is Us. That comes out September 4th. I'm going to be honest. I think Hell Is Us is dead in the water. That's a game that might have been played if we didn't have Silksong. But the fact that they're dropping Silksong now that day, I think that Hell Is Us is not going to do well. I think it's actually going to be a game that everyone's going to skip. And I played the beta or the demo or whatever it was. I wasn't really impressed, but I also wasn't like, I didn't think it sucked, but I also wasn't like, ooh, this is great. It was just kind of is. And I bet the game's going to flop now because Silksong is going to be the game everyone's going to be talking about, although there's like 5 other games that week, okay? So the good news is after that, there's no other real new games. There is the Bubsy collection on September 9th, but then there's nothing new till the end of the month with Silent Hill F on the 25th. So that means I would have the entirety of the month to play whatever games I choose to play, okay, until the end. Now, the end of the month, we've got Silent Hill F, we've got Sonic Racing Crossworlds, we've also got Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. And then the first week of October, we've got like 2 to 3 games. So we are very busy once we hit late September. So the idea here is I need to focus in on and select a few games that I'm going to be playing throughout September till the end of the month to get through. All right? There's absolutely no way that I can play GTA 4 and the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC, Suikoden 2 HD, Hollow Knight Silksong, Gears of War Reloaded, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and Chronos The New Dawn all at the same time. There's plus still doing chill streams of Truck Sim, right? And doing streams of other. I can't. There's no way. I'm here 6 days a week full time. It's not enough to cover all those games. Okay? So we have to come to a conclusion. We have to talk about this. And we have to figure out what's going to stay, what's going to go. Personally, I think that what we're playing now is fine. We're going to beat Donkey Kong soon. But out of these 4 games, Gears of War, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Silksong, and Chronos, what are we definitively saying yes to? What are we saying maybe, but not originally when it releases? And what are we saying, no, we're not playing at all? Just, I'll be honest with all of you. All these games look good to me. Every one. So that's going to be a tough decision. Now, the truth is, I could just put a game off for a week or 2. And then maybe as we get further into certain games, then we could look to bring in a game around mid-September rather than the first week of September. That would be okay. Okay? So, what are we thinking? I don't know. First of all, I have more shout-outs to do. We have Genesis Gaming, 42 months as a member. Says you should skip it to stand with Kojima-san. Keep up the good work. So, Genesis Gamer thinks I should skip Metal Gear Delta. Okay. What else do we got here? I received an $8 tip. Let's see here. I'm not sure who this is from. I don't think I see a name, but it is an $8 tip. So hold on. Let me go ahead and play animation. Thank you so much. Biggest tip of the day so far. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Sorry, Slayer, you're getting to boot. We're up to 17 bucks of support and climbing, guys. Thank you for the early support. Please, let's keep it rolling. Okay, so I was watching your American Truck Sim video on demand. If you allow me some constructive criticism, stop driving at night. Rest until it's morning, then take the job. If it gets too dark and you have many hours ahead, go to sleep. You, as the player, are enjoying the game driving, but for the viewers, the big interesting thing are the points of interest. We can't see them at night, so it ends up getting very boring. It's a shame because SCS, I'm not sure who that is, puts a real effort to make real roads, buildings, and museums. So I guess it's a game developer. Bridges from real life. P.S. Maybe there's too many lights, LEDs, and screens in the office. Overall, that can have a compounding effect on your eyes. I'm using blue light filters, and I stopped needing eye drops. Oh, very much. There's a ridiculous amount of electronics in this office. For example, right now, I have a monitor to my left, a key light directly in front of me, a laptop monitor here, a clock in the background that's LED clock, my PC down here and down here, so two PCs with RGBs going, a big screen TV here with, not really a big screen, but a bigger TV here with a key light on top of it, two keyboards and mice that are flashing RGBs, and I'm surrounded by RGBs. Every wall of my office has RGBs. I'm not kidding. Every wall has a string of RGBs that sync that go around it. So basically, that's why I say it's a studio. It's not really an office anymore. It's definitely a studio. All this set up for these streams to look like they do. Okay? So, you're right. However, in general, it doesn't really bother my eyes. It's been a combination of my allergies this summer because the pollen count has been sky high this summer and the air conditioning. When I have the air conditioning on high blast, it bothers my eyes a lot and my eyes start to burn real bad. And then, like I said, right now I put the eye drops in. They feel better now. They're not so bad, a little bit, but not so bad. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. So thanks for the, first of all, thank you for that, because I appreciate that you care about that. As for Truck Sim, you're the first person in the 4 months I've been playing Truck Sim that I've heard this criticism from, or I would say this suggestion from. That's why I've never thought about only driving during the day so you guys can see the landmarks and stuff. So in that regard, I will probably try to bring this up during the next Truck Sim stream and see what people have to say. I'm curious. I'm curious what people's feedback will be. I think most people who tune into the Truck Sim streams are doing it not for the game, but to chill with me and to just hang out with me while I'm having a couple drinks and, having a good interactive time. The Truck Sim stuff is fun to be part of it, but it's not definitively the reason why people are showing up for those streams. Might not be why all people are watching. Some people might actually care about the Truck Sim aspect. And if you guys are being turned off because you can't see anything because I'm driving at night, then fair enough. Maybe we could do that. Just keep sleeping till it's daytime, then take a job and go on it. So let's see. Next week, if someone can remind me of this next week, I would definitely appreciate that, because chances are I am going to forget about this within a few days here. But if you guys could remind me when we play Truck Sim again, hey, the suggestion was made to only drive, jobs during the day. Let me know. Let's see what the live audience thinks. We'll go from there. We'll take like a little poll maybe and see what people think and go from there. But I will consider it for sure. Okay? Cool. Snow Curl tipped $1. Okay? He said this is a very silly thing. He says, do you think that some of the difficulty of hitting a support goal, for example, yesterday during GTA, it was down to the wire to hit the goal yesterday. Now, we did hit it, okay? Do you think it's because you have a scrolling banner and the tip skull, because he still calls it the tip skull, by the way, which it is not. It is a support goal. It incorporates everything, right? Is it because that you have a scrolling banner and your goal isn't always on the screen? No, I think it has nothing to do with that. I don't even know where you get that. Let's continue. Okay. Continuing on. Snow Carl, 31 months as an ongoing member of the channel, says Suikoden should be the game to go, Phil. No. Listen, the reason we're playing Suikoden 2 is because I owed it to you guys. I had outright promised months ago that if you supported Suikoden 1, that I would play the sequel during the summer. So we're playing it now. If people say to me, actually, it was a bad idea, we'd prefer if you stop playing it, I will. Now, I don't want to stop playing it. So far, we're 5 hours in. I'm having a great time with it. We're going to play another 2.5 hours today. Then I think that we're going to do well. It's going to be great. A great stream, chill vibes, interactions, fun. It's a great game. But it's not for everyone. JRPGs are most definitely not for everyone. So only a certain audience likes JRPGs. I know that. I know it's not the entirety of my main audience, and a lot of people are very critical and don't like them. They think that they're boring. I grew up playing them, and I absolutely love them, which is why I like playing them when I can. But I know that it's not for all. It's not all the time. Okay? That's why I had such a gap. You know, we finished Suikoden 1 back in April. I purposely waited 4 months to play the next one so there'd be enough space between so people can't say, oh, you're playing the same game too close, too much, too close. All right? So, let's see how it goes. All right? And we'll go from there. Well, hopefully, people will show up, engage, and support with Suikoden 2. If you do, let me put it this way. It's this simple. It's cause and effect, just like I said with Suikoden 1. If you show up, if you engage, and if you support these playthroughs, they continue. That's why Truck Sim's still going. That's why Minecraft is still going. And Suikoden 2, or Suikoden 2, will continue as long as this continues. We hit the goal today. It's in the rotation. But if it starts to dwindle, if people stop showing up, if I'm trying to have an interactive stream and chat with you guys and no one's talking and no one's paying attention to the game and people are going off and derailing the stream and doing their own thing, and if support is abysmal, then I'm not going to keep playing it. Okay? So let's see what happens. I'm hoping for the best because I really like it and I want to play it. But, I can't make that happen. All I can do is play it and see how it goes, right? Excuse me. Okay. Let's see here. Fresh Jones did another super chat. Hold on 1 second while I refill my water. He says, I'm new, but I used to donate a lot. Guess who? If you're new, how could you have used to donate a lot? Then you're not new. You can't be new to something that you already supported in the past and watched. So I don't understand what you're saying. You're confusing me. Unless you're saying you're someone who used to be around and support a bunch, and then you left, and now you've come back with a new account. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying you're like a phoenix rising from the ash, that you died in a fiery pile of burnt mess, and then you exploded and you emerged from the flames? A new person, a new viewer, a new chatter, a new supporter. Is that what you're saying? He says, yes, that's it. Okay. Well, now, how on earth would I know who you are? I have no idea who you are. How would I know that? Right? We didn't end on the best of terms. Well, then you're instantly banned right now. Let's get you out of that chat because I have absolutely no skin whatsoever, and I'm not going to let you in. There you go. Permanently banned, never coming back. Take that. Make another account. I have no idea. The truth is, the way you're talking, it sounds like it was from a long time ago. I probably wouldn't even remember. To be frank with you, I probably wouldn't even remember. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Jasper, how you doing? Back. Jasper Kitty has returned. How you doing, buddy? Okay, so here's the deal. Gears of War Reloaded comes out tomorrow. We're going to try it no matter what. We'll do a stream of it, okay? If the stream does well, then maybe we'll keep it in the rotation. Now, I'm not saying it'll be like a day stream. That's something that could be a nice night stream for multiplayer maybe every once in a while, okay? If it doesn't work, if we play it once and we're all bored, never have to play it again. It's a Game Pass game. Who cares, right? So what we really have to decide on is if we're keeping GTA 4 in the rotation so we can play Ballad of Gay Tony, And for now, we're keeping Suikoden 2. We're going to see how it goes, right? We're finishing Donkey Kong. So what are we going to work on now? Are we going to play Metal Gear Delta on Thursday and have an actual playthrough of it? This is a game I've already played twice. This is a game that basically is an insult to Hideo Kojima, and it's a game that apparently doesn't run well. So it doesn't have a lot going for it besides it's Metal Gear, and people like to see me play Metal Gear for memeable reasons. But outside of that, I'm not necessarily 100% sold on this playthrough. I'm being honest with everyone here. I think that maybe if we focused more on other stuff, it would make more sense. Like, let's say tomorrow we do Gears of War, and then let's say we do GTA. We did it Wednesday and Thursday. Then we could finish the story of GTA and possibly even start Ballad of Gay Tony, right? Which is what we want. We were all waiting to get to Ballad of Gay Tony, and we could probably do it if we play 2 major streams of it this week, Wednesday, Thursday. We could probably do that, okay? But if we play Snake Eater, all right, that means that likely next week, with the release of Silk Song and Chronos, that we probably can't play both games. Because how am I going to be playing GTA 4, Suikoden 2, Snake Eater, and then 2 more? That's not possible. So that puts us in a tough position. Do we play Silk Song? Do we play Chronos? Do we skip one? Do we delay one and say, oh, we'll do it later? What do we do? I want suggestions. Does anyone know? Does anyone have any suggestion of how to tackle all this stuff? Seriously. I'm the streamer. That's correct. I'm the streamer. And if I make the decision, I'll be wrong no matter what. Because I'll be told, I didn't listen to feedback. I did the wrong thing. How dare you skip this one? This is your fault. Look, oh, he's complaining that no one's showing up, but he chose this game over this game. Of course, we know that this game should have been played over this game because he chose this game. So because he chose that one, that's the wrong one by default. He should have chose this game. I've been here before. I've played this game. It's not my first rodeo. All right. I know how this works. Seriously, people are just dicks. And no matter what I do, if I choose what I do, I'll be told I did the wrong thing. That's why I'm trying to get feedback from you so we can figure out what to do in this situation. Okay? What's up, John? Good morning. How are you? King Ferb says Chronos is involved by Souls likes. No, it's not. Dude, it's Dead Space. Have you seen it? It's Dead Space. It's not Souls likes. Here's the problem. Everyone today now says any game that has difficulty is a Souls like. No, it's not. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There was survival horror before Souls-like games. It's not a Souls-like. It's a survival horror game. Yes, that's actually a term, survival horror, and it plays like Dead Space, okay? So please don't call it a Souls-like, because then people are going to get the wrong impression, all right? It's not. Hollow Knight has gameplay similar to Souls-likes, but is a Metroidvania Souls-like, meaning it's a hybrid of 2 genres, okay? So yeah. Anyway, ask Chat GPT. Oh God, Devakin did a $5 Canadian super chat. He says, "Forget Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's like a 2D Dark Souls. That's above your skill set." Well, of course, he had to stick in a jab, right? He had to stick a little knife in my back with that super chat. But no, the thing about Silk Song, all right? Ugh. Something in my mouth. Yuck. Probably a piece of hair. The thing about Silk Song is this. Okay? Number one, Hollow Knight has a huge fan base. Okay? It does. Like, Hollow Knight actually has a big, big fan base. I'm not one of them. Like, I didn't play Hollow Knight. I own it, and I played it for one marathon for like an hour or 2, and that was it, and we never got back to it. So there really is no view base of me having played it that people are going to be like, oh, Phil's playing, Silk Song? That's awesome. It's going to be more of a first-time experience for me. Now, here's the problem. It's a Metroidvania. It is. You can't deny that. It's a Metroidvania game. Now, yes, it is a difficult unforgiving, die a whole bunch kind of retry a million times kind of game, like a Dark Souls game. In that regard, it is very similar to a Souls-like, okay? So that might have something going for it. But typically, whenever I play a Metroidvania, it fails. I think there's been one exception ever. The one exception ever to me playing a Metroidvania game that worked was Metroid Dread. Because I was going to skip Metroid Dread. Because people weren't paying attention to me playing Nintendo first-party games. And people weren't paying attention to me just doing Metroidvania. Or Souls-like, or excuse me. Well, I can't speak. Let's try this again. I got distracted because I had to change my air conditioning level. So people were getting turned off by me playing first-party Nintendo games and Metroidvanias. Like, both of those were not working in my content at the time. And then all of a sudden, a group of people came to me and said, Phil, we really want you to play Metroid Dread. We will finance it. I said, what? They were like, yes, we guarantee you if you play Metroid Dread, you will be hitting support every stream. And I did. So that was like the one exception. All right. Outside of that, any other Metroidvania game I've attempted has not worked. It's failed. People say they're boring. There's too much backtracking. There's too much grindy style gameplay. They just don't like them. Okay? Silk Song, yes, I understand the hype behind it. I understand that the original Hollow Knight has a giant fan base. I know that. But that fan base isn't my viewer base because I didn't play the original Hollow Knight. So it's not like, oh, people who love Hollow Knight or Dynasty Darkside Phil play Silk Song. I don't think that's the case. Okay? If my audience already doesn't like Metroidvanias, and now arguably I'm going to play a Metroidvania game that's going to be one of the hardest ever made because it's also a Souls-like, which means there's going to be way more repetition, way more grinding, way more of that. Is it really going to be entertaining for you? Or is this going to be a game everyone's hyped for? I play it twice, everyone's bored. Right? Here's the weird part about this. So it seems like every game that I bring up for the reasons why it wouldn't work, like I've already said, I know why Metal Gear Solid Delta might not work, okay? Because Kojima's against it. It's basically hurting Kojima because I've already played the game twice and because it's a botched port. 3 reasons why. But then there's people in the chat, you absolutely must play it. You must play it anyway. So Hollow Knight Silk Song, I just gave you tons of reasons why it probably won't work. Because I didn't play the original Hollow Knight, so my fan base isn't expecting me to do well with it. Because it's going to be a Metroidvania and people find those boring, right? No, you must play it. Okay, here's the honest, 100% transparent fact. I can't play everything. We have to decide what I'm playing and what I'm not. Okay? We have to. We can't just be playing everything constantly. That's not how it works. I'm one man, and I can only do as much as I can. You know what I mean? I can't just play every game. If you want me to play these games, I might have to space them out. It might have to be that if I play Delta, then I don't play Silk Song. Because there doesn't seem to be a consensus on this is the game we all want, and this is the game we will all show up and support, and this is a game. No, there's no consensus on that. Some people want Metal Gear Solid Delta. Some people want Silk Song. Some people want Chronos. Some people want me to continue with GTA 4 to get to Ballad of Gay Tony. Some people want Sweet Code N2. Everyone wants something. But you know what they say? You can please all of the people some of the time. You can please some of the people all of the time. But you cannot please all of the people all of the time. It's not possible. I know I have a big audience that's international, that is all different, races, creeds, genders. That's right, genders. You all come from different walks of life. You all like different games. You have different tastes. There's no way that I can actually make everyone happy. I know that. I'm trying to do what's best for all. I want to play the games that you guys are going to show up for and support and want, and not only for me. At the same time, there's no agreement. So what am I going to do? I am definitely on playing Gears of War tomorrow. We're going to give it a test and see how it works. Okay? Outside of that, I don't know. Like, let me give you different scenarios. Scenario 1, we skip Metal Gear Delta. That means we will finish GTA 4 this week and probably start the Ballad of Gay Tony this week. That also means that next week we could play both Silk Song and Chronos. We could play both of those next week and just balance it with the stuff that we're already doing. Okay? That's one possibility. Now, what if we do play Metal Gear Delta? Well, that means that we're going to play it once this week, and then we'll continue it next week. And that means that we have to select either Silk Song or Chronos as the other game. We can't play both. And there's some people want Silk Song, some people want Chrono. Which do you pick? Okay? Which one are we going to skip? If we skip Silk Song and we do Chronos, then we'll have a horror game. We'll have a classic Metal Gear. We'll have a GTA. We'll have an RPG. That would be a good variety, you know? If we skip Chronos, well, then we're going to have a lengthy Metroidvania, a Metal Gear game, a GTA game, a JRPG. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer. Okay? That is true. Dabhan says there's just too many bloody remasters and remakes flooding in. You're right. Think of it this way. If there was no Gears of War Reloaded and no Metal Gear Delta this week, we could just focus on finishing GTA, getting more progress in Suikoden 2, right? Next week, we could just focus on the 2 new games. If we didn't play any remaster at all, then we could just focus on the new games next week. Shotzo Cannon did a $2 super chat. He says, I look like a John Candy character. Really? You think I'm a character like John Candy would play? Really? Well, I'll take that as a compliment because I think John Candy was one of the best comedic actors, and he could even do dramatic scenes as well. A lot of people don't know that, but he actually could do drama acting as well. I'm gonna take that as a huge compliment. You can call me one of the best, one of the greats. Sure, I'll accept that. Thank you. Original Grant did a $2 super chat. Compromise played Delta after the patch. That's a possibility because there's so many people complaining about the performance of Metal Gear Delta that it very well might make sense to just delay it until they fix it or at least improve it. In addition, I've already played it, so there's no rush. It's not like, oh, if I don't play Metal Gear Delta immediately at launch, I'm missing out because everyone else is already going to play the plot and know it. No, I've already played it twice, right? From Ding Dong Die. $1.50 tipper says, people want to see you play Metal Gear Solid because this is how you don't play shenanigans. They'll turn on the stream. They'll turn off the stream once they aren't getting it. I'm confused. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is there's different audiences, right? And probably the majority of people who want to see me play Metal Gear Delta are of the detractor variety. They want to see me play and not play in the way that's the established way to play. Keep in mind, again, I've only played the game twice. Once it was like 13 plus years ago. And then I actually don't even remember the last time that I played it. Here, let me actually figure that out. Playlists. All I got to search for is Snake Eater. So, here we go. The original playthrough was 13 years ago. And then there was the redemption run about 8 years ago. Yeah. So the original run was back in like 2012. And then my last run was in 2018. And I even say in the description of the videos from 2018, I remember absolutely nothing about this game. I remember nothing at all. The funny part is, the funny part actually is that there is no comments on any of these videos. Because remember, I had my comments off for years and years because YouTube didn't have a moderation system. So it's like, I don't even know if people like this playthrough. I have no idea. The views aren't great. It's only like not even 2,000 views for videos that are like, 6, 7 years old. That's not good. So I've already played the game, and then I played it again. So I don't know. Do I play it again? Do I play it again? I don't know. I still don't know what to do. Let's see what you guys have to say. We have Grim Ripper, who became a member this morning. Yes, that's actually a legit new membership. Thank you to Grim Ripper for becoming a member on the channel. I appreciate that. That's $3. So now we're up to $31 to support. Guys, let's get to 50. All right? It's been a good podcast. We're talking. We're trying to determine what to do. Let's get to $50 to support right now. Who's going to get us there? Just a couple. Let's get three subs on Kick. Let's get a few memberships, a tip, or a super chat. Let's go. Let's get to 50 right now. Okay? Let's do it. LWJ Adventure says, hey, I'm late to the stream, but play Metal Gear Solid. Even if it's rough, it'll be funny to start with. Please do it. Metal Gear Solid and your playthroughs are amazing anyway. Hit it while it's hot. Oh. Okay. Well, let me ask this question. How many of you are going to shower me with money when I play Metal Gear Solid? Let's get the answer to that. How many people will be here to hit 4 goals on Thursday's Metal Gear Delta stream? It sure seems like everyone wants me to play it, but it sure seems like the reason that people want it is because they just want to be toxic. They want to watch me not do it well or do it in a method where, oh, he's not doing it according to the way you're supposed to play it, and therefore that's wrong, so now we shame him again for the 3rd time, right? That's right. See, here's the thing. I am not here to entertain the trolls, to give them, content, and I know that's one of the major reasons why people want to see me play this again. They want the troll content. They want to make more memes. Hey, look, it's Phil's 3rd time playing this game. He still doesn't know how to play it. Well, let's see. When I played it the first time, I had no idea what I was doing, and I hammed it up, and I purposely played bad. That was my shtick back then. Then, 6 years later, I did a redemption run. I've already done a redemption run on this game, and the redemption run was much better than the original, where I tried to play it seriously and learn the game mechanics and everything, and I know that I did much better in the redemption run than I did in my original run. So why is the 3rd run needed? Britt Bong says, Donkey Kong's been rough. Please reward us with Metal Gear Solid. Now, you see, that's not how it works. I'm the one suffering through Donkey Kong. I'm the one who has to play it. Therefore, you should be rewarding me, not me rewarding you. You reward me for suffering through that game. That's how it works. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad that we can mess around and we can talk this stuff out. I still don't know what to do. Seriously, I still don't know what to do. At this point, the way I see it, okay, if I skip Silk Song or if I skip Chronos, I might as well never play them. All right? Think of it, okay, this is actually maybe a good way to think about it, okay? This might be a really good way to think about it. If I skip either Silk Song or Chronos, I might as well never play them. Those are going to be games that will be interesting at launch. But outside of the launch window, no one's really going to care. It's kind of like Hollow Knight, right? I didn't play Hollow Knight at launch. By the time I got to it, it was late, and people didn't really care. They're like, don't really care to see you play it, right? So it may be the same situation. If I don't try these games and play them at launch, people are not going to care. However, in the case of Metal Gear Delta, it's just Metal Gear Solid 3 a 3rd time. That could literally wait. It could wait a while and then be played later and have the same impact because it's the same game. It's not going to change. If anything, it'll just improve, right? Bookworm says, where's the sense on skipping new games and playing a game you already played twice before? It's a valid point. It is. It's a valid point. We could easily wait and say, okay, we want to do Metal Gear Delta, but let's do it at a time when there's not a bunch of other new releases that I'd have to skip to play, right? On the other hand, you might shower me with money on Thursday if I play Delta. Right? How about this? Let's start having some contracts written up. What I'll do is I'll start drafting some contracts, and you guys will sign these contracts stating that you will support the Thursday stream and blow it up with support. Then I'll play Delta on Thursday. The truth is, there's no guarantees. Here, seriously, the truth is there are no guarantees. There have been games that I thought would be surefire hits, that people are going to absolutely love it. They're going to come and chill and support, and then they don't. And then I'm shocked. I'm like, what the hell? I never expected that it wouldn't do well, and it didn't. Then on the flip side of that, there's games that I never suspected would do well, and they do incredibly well. Like, for example, I feel like I got a burp. For example, American Truck Simulator. This was a game that I tried on a whim. People said that they wanted different kinds of indie games. Remember, this all started earlier this year when we were playing indie games. And someone said, well, what about simulators? I was like, well, what kind? We were talking about different kinds of simulators. And someone had brought up that this truck sim is a very popular simulator. This was before I had the wheel. And then we played it a couple times, and it did so well. People were showing up and hanging out and supporting in droves. Then I said, hey, if you keep supporting, I'll buy this wheel. And I did, and the wheel made the experience even better, right? Like, I never in a million years would have thought that Truck Sim would have turned out to be a stream we're doing 4 months in a row and still going. That's true, too. Tony Hawk. Look what happened with Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's a game. You guys were all year saying, oh, the new collection's coming out, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Can't wait to see you play 3 and 4. I played it one stream. It flopped. It completely flopped. People were bored and saying that it sucked. Someone says I'm stalling for $50. Well, first of all, you're banned. Second of all, the podcast always runs till 1 p.m. or longer when we do it like this. So what you're saying is nonsensical, so enjoy your ban. However, it would be nice if we could hit $50 by the end of the show. So if you're watching and you enjoyed the show, please support it. Let's get to $50 of support, okay? Here we go. I received a $2 tip. I saw a streamer that does sports commentary do donations for which game he would do next. Could be an idea for the podcast when we're trying to figure out the next gameplay on the schedule. What do you mean? Like, they take in donations towards a game? Like, that's confusing. How would that even work? Oh, no, that is true, but it's because we were looking for indie games. Fox McFox says, actually, it happened. Truck Driver was part of a Viewer's Choice Marathon. You're right, but if you remember, the whole reason that it even got brought up was because we were playing indie games on PC earlier in the year, and we were like, what kind of games on PC have I not played that I could play now that I have a gaming PC that are indie-style games that I've missed out on? And that's how Truck Sim even got into the discussion of me playing it. Is there a chance I could ever do a GTA 5 playthrough with mods? Yes, there is. It won't be anytime soon because we just played GTA 5, 2 years ago? But I would maybe play it in the future with mods if that's possible, yes. To get God off of my cloud says, I'm confused why people wouldn't want Silksong. The game's been hyped to maximum since Hollow Knight was such an incredible game. Well, it's like I've said, I think we're in a unique situation right now where there's so many games all coming out at once that are that kind of situation. People absolutely get hyped to see me play Metal Gear Solid. They do, undoubtedly. People get hyped to see me play new releases. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Out of Chronos, Metal Gear Solid, Delta, and Silksong, what game would I pick? All right. Right now, if I had no other games that I was playing and I had to choose one game to play out of those three, I would choose one of the two new ones. Because I've already played Metal Gear Solid 3 twice already. I would play a new game over a game I've already played twice. So, for me, the choice is easy. But you guys aren't making it easy. You guys keep telling me I have to play Metal Gear. And I'm like, well, I'll play them, but then we can't play the new games. What I've found is that over the years, now that I'm getting older and wiser and more mature, I have to factor in your feedback just as much as my own desires, because I'm not streaming for me. If I were streaming for me, I'd be doing things a lot differently. Okay? Seriously. All right, well, I don't know, guys. We're getting to the end of the show here. And number one, we haven't come to a determination yet about what I'm going to be playing, because I can't play everything. Again, I have to emphasize this. I can't play everything. All right? I can play probably 2 games. I could probably play either Metal Gear Solid Delta and Silksong, or Metal Gear Solid Delta and Chronos, or I could play Silksong and Chronos. That's it. Those are the 3 options. All right? That's it. Those are the 3 options. There's no other combination that can happen. So what do? You're Not Funny says you played Metal Gear Solid 3 8 years ago. This was during your depressed and unfunny phase. You played GTA 5 3 times. It's not a big deal. It's false. I've only played it twice. Completely false. Why not skip Gears for MGS, Silk, and Chronos? Because Gears isn't even in the discussions. Gears we're playing once tomorrow. And then Gears, if we play it, is going to be a late night multiplayer stream. Gears is not even a factor here. We're talking about games that are going to be ongoing daytime narrative style streams. Dabian says, I'm curious, why are you so keen on Silksong when you didn't really play the first one much? Because it's a new game. Because people seem to want me to play it because it's a new game. People have been asking me for years, would I play it? And I said, yeah. Like if I were to play Hollow Knight or Silksong, I said I would wait for Silksong. Why play the first when the new one's coming out? Well, now it's here. I got another $2 tip. There are multiple football games on the screen. Each person that donates writes which game they want the streamer to do next. The streamer adds the support amount towards the game. At the end of the stream, whichever game has the most money towards it wins. It's interesting. So, okay. So basically, I would do a stream. This is hypothetical. I'm not saying I'm going to do this. Let's say tomorrow, during the Gears of War multiplayer stream, I say, okay, guys, here's what you do today. When you contribute, in the body of your message, put the name of the game you want next week. And I will add together, like, let's say someone does a $5 super chat. Oh, I want Metal Gear Solid. And someone does a $10 tip. Oh, I want Silksong. And then someone does a 5 sub bomb over on Kick. Oh, I want Chronos. So I start tallying up 3 totals. And then by the end of the stream, whichever game made the most, that's the one I absolutely 100% am playing no matter what. And then maybe the game that's in second place is the game that's the strongest possibility. But then the game that did the least, that's out. Forget it. Yes, that would alienate people who don't donate. You're correct. Or that might alienate people who aren't on that particular stream. That also might alienate people who just particularly can't contribute that day. I know that I have an audience that is great and supports me time and time again, you know, no matter what happens through thick and thin, but they can't do it every single day. Not every one of you can be on every stream to contribute every day. I get that. You're normal people, right? We're not all rich oil barons. We're not Saudis who can afford this kind of stuff every day. You know, every once in a while, it's nice to go by and support someone whose content you like. You know, I get that. So I don't know, you know, it would have to be an event that's maybe set up purposefully for that so everyone knows about it and stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Ah. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to capture 3 beetles, live beetles. And I'm going to tape the name of one of the games individually, each to the back of each beetle. And then I'm going to put some food on the ground. And I'm going to place the 3 beetles equally parallel to each other. And they're going to have a race to the food. And whichever beetle gets there first, that's the game we play. People are like, what? This is how it's done. No new hairstyle today. The hair is the same as it's always been. Maybe you're just losing your eyesight. Instead of some subs, can we get some DOMs? Let's get some DOMs. All you DOMs, get your whips out and crack them together in unison. Whoosh. All right. I don't know what's going on. Someone's asking what's happening. I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. What's happened is we're in a unique situation, okay? We've got a variety of games coming out. That's the truth, too, is that every game's different. Metal Gear Solid Delta, or Metal Gear Delta, Silksong, and Chronos are completely different style of game, all 3, right? So we find ourselves in a situation where there is no correct answer. That's really how this really should be ended today. The reason that we can't come to a determination is because there is no right answer. This is the type of situation where some people will be happy and some people will be upset no matter what we do. Get it? Like, no matter what is chosen, There will be some people who just are like, man, that sucks. This isn't what I wanted. And other people will be happy. But I can't make you all happy because it's 3 completely different games. All right. Well, guys, I think we're just going to end the show. I just want to remind everyone, there is no podcast tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to do a major stream of the Gears of War Reloaded multiplayer. I want to get a good 3-4 hours of multiplayer in tomorrow to get a good chunk in and get those feelings back of the old school days of multiplayer when you get addicted to these games online and you just can't stop playing them because they're so good. I want to get back to that, okay? So hopefully tomorrow that will happen. We'll have a good time together with Gears of War. I hope you guys will come by and help me with Gears of War tomorrow because I probably will have forgotten all the mechanics and I need your help. Figure out exactly what to do, what's the good strategies and everything in the game. It should be pretty fun, all right? So no podcast tomorrow. We have one more podcast to figure out what I'm playing. One more show to go. And I need your help to figure this out. I want you to come by my streams and give me your opinions. Leave comments on this podcast on demand that I can read. And then probably we need to absolutely come to a decision on Wednesday. We cannot wait. We cannot linger any longer. We cannot linger any longer. We have to choose what will be played. You understand? Explain how what I did for the last hour and a half is a podcast. Well, let's see. It was a broadcast on the internet that people can watch. It could be both audio or video because podcasts are both. It had determined topics, which we discussed. We had back and forth discussion. That's pretty much the determining factors of what a podcast is. Like a podcast can literally be someone just talking to themselves about a topic for 2 hours. And that's a podcast too. If you don't think it's a podcast, well, you're a moron. I don't know what else to say. You're really stupid. Wrong. A podcast does not always have people calling in or people having seated guests. That's completely false. Whoever is making that up is a fucking idiot liar. That has nothing, not a requirement whatsoever to do with a podcast. That's the dunce level of fucking talking. Podcasts used to actually be digestible episodes of a series that people would release that you would listen to on your iPod, hence podcast. Get it? A pod broadcast. That's all it is. It's supposed to be digestible episodes of a show that you listen to over time on your iPod, a podcast. That's it. It doesn't have to have any fucking guests. It doesn't have to have anything. It could be about anything at all. You're an idiot if you think that. Why are people so fucking weak-minded in the modern day that they get talked into shit or they just get brainwashed into believing stuff that's factually fucking wrong? How dumb can you be? God, you're stupid. It really irks me how dumb you are. Can't you be smarter? For God's sakes, can't you be smarter? Do it for me. Do it for DSP. Be smart for once. Stop saying dumb things on the internet. Lord knows there's enough of them. You don't need to add to the pile. All right. Let's get the show finished, shall we? Okay. Here we go. Thank you guys for watching the show. There will not be a podcast tomorrow. We will return on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we absolutely, positively, without faltering, without failing, without a doubt, we must determine what games I am playing in the next 2 weeks. We must have an answer because we need people to know when to show up, to watch, to engage and support. They need to know. I need to know. I want to know what I'm doing. I hate being uncertain. So thank you guys for your help today. I'm sure I'll get some more feedback, and I will be back on Wednesday. Thank you guys so very much. See you soon.